here's Brody Brazil.
I rarely ever make a video like this because it's instantly outdated. Like everything I'm going to share with you right here, right now, doesn't seem to have an effect. That the mayor of Scottsdale went back on his position that he held earlier this week about the Coyotes project. He was totally against it. And then all of a sudden, he had like a 180, an instant change of tune on everything. Mayor David Ortega, back on Monday, April 8th, 2024, he laid out like 7 or 8 paragraphs full of not wanting the Coyotes, not endorsing the project, saying that it's an entertainment venue disguised as a hockey arena. He also said the prospect of a rookie developer, like the Coyotes ownership, attempting to buy Arizona State Trust land with absolutely no infrastructure on the Phoenix side of the 101 Scottsdale Road intersection at the doorstep of Scottsdale is not feasible or welcome. That's the mayor of Scottsdale, basically the neighbor of this site, saying, you're not feasible, you're not welcome here, we're not helping you out with infrastructure. He cited water shortages and problems, and they'd have to get their sewer and infrastructure from a mile away in Phoenix and not Scottsdale, which was right across the street. He said, quote, as it stands today, the fantasy hockey project must move west away from Scottsdale. I mean, he called it a fantasy hockey project. He called the Coyotes a rookie developer. Now that it might be true to some extent of them building a new NHL arena, but Mayor David Ortega was pretty harsh with his words. And then we find out, and this is me going back on something here because I didn't see this, but in the nature and in the interest of me trying to get this story right and document this, I didn't see this until now. So I just want to cover this and make sure we are touching all bases here to understand what happened after the fact. Even though, as we understand it right now, like tonight, Friday night, the Coyotes players have been told that the team is officially moving. There's no official word on this yet, but we seem like 98% of the way there that the Coyotes are out the door after this season. The headline from the Arizona Republic says a win-win. That's what the mayor called it, the new project and the new site, the one that the Coyotes were pushing for so many months. Scottsdale mayor walks back his criticism of the Arizona Coyotes project. The article from the Republic says Scottsdale Mayor David Ortega now says he's okay with the Arizona Coyotes plan to build an arena in northeast Phoenix near his city as long as it's designed to prevent traffic issues in Scottsdale. The mayor all but reversed his strong opposition to the Coyotes project Tuesday in a follow-up letter shared with journalists. In it, he indicated that he has no problem with the development as long as its main access point faces Phoenix, like to the west, as to keep traffic out of Scottsdale to the east and to the south. The project plan shows the sole access at Scottsdale Road at 101 Loop and parking garages off Scottsdale Road, Ortega wrote, and that was true. Thus, traffic would enter Scottsdale and have to cross over to turn west into the project. The proposed configuration compounds traffic at the Scottsdale 101 ramp and forces crossover of Scottsdale Road. No question about it. He said he was pushing for the main access point to be moved to the 64th Street and Loop 101 intersection, which is, by the way, west. It's to the left of this photo there, which is further east than the planned entrance. Ortega called that a win-win solution to have the main entrance basically, not be Scottsdale Road, which is kind of running north-south right there in your photo, more from the west to the east. That would be a win-win solution, which would mitigate the traffic impact on Scottsdale and drive visitors toward the businesses on the Coyotes side. Quote, with parking garages on the west end of the property, fans and patrons would walk past commercial spaces to the arena, and after the game or event, they would circle back past other commercial spaces to return to their cars and depart at the 64th Street intersection, he wrote. Essentially, and this is when politicians do their sports things, I don't know if they know what they're doing. Essentially, there is an open net at that intersection so the Coyotes can score easily. Just sports people don't try politics. Don't try sports if it's clearly not your thing. I mean, an open net, anyway. I understand the point here is that they wanted to flip-flop the project so that the main entrance would not be on the Scottsdale side and everybody would be coming in more through the Phoenix side to keep the traffic away from Scottsdale. I understand that's the mayor's concern now, but it certainly wasn't the only concern originally when he spoke out. The mayor said, now this might be more of the problem, the mayor said the Coyotes did not discuss the plans with Scottsdale and that he was, quote, never given the courtesy of a planning meeting to find a win-win solution, end quote. but he said he met with Arizona State Land Department and they, quote, agree with my analysis of the design plans. Tuesday's letter ended with the mayor saying the property, quote, bid documents will require the successful bidder to fully develop the 64th Street and Loop 101 access point, suggesting that the state will mandate the Coyotes change their plans to align more closely with Ortega's vision. Essentially, those renderings the mayor didn't like, but it just seemed like he didn't like more than that going into this. And my takeaways begin like this. The mayor had a lot of insults, plus infrastructure and industry concerns for the city of Scottsdale. And to some degree, he should, but to go public and bash the team at a time where they were committed to the land purchase, now, again, it doesn't seem like any of this means something, or does it? I'll get to that at the end of this. The mayor did a complete 180, literally overnight. What happened there? Who got to the mayor? What changed his mind, his decision, his position on this? That we'll never know, but that's kind of interesting. I don't think these comments swayed the Coyotes or swayed the NHL's intentions. Again, what jurisdiction did the mayor have over this happening or not happening? I don't know. I don't think this was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of the team now ultimately moving to Utah. But I mean, why would a mayor go against this? It's not in Scottsdale technically, but it's so close for local taxes and jobs and the economy. Why would you not want this on your doorstep? So long as you could mitigate, things like traffic, obviously that's going to be a conversation point. But I think this all matters differently now, right? Because if the NHL is in fact going to promise reactivation of the Coyotes franchise, what do you think the Murillo family is going to do? They're still going to try and win that land auction. They're still going to try and build this development within the next 5 years, if that really is the window to have things squared away. So all of this stuff does matter for one reason. If, in fact, there is an eventual return of Coyotes hockey to Arizona. Now, maybe there is a return of the franchise, but maybe it's not to the Murillo family. Maybe it's to somebody else or some other entity. I don't know. I'm just saying, if there is a built-in promise by the league to current Coyotes ownership that they can reactivate the franchise, like this site is still important. There's not a lot of sites and options out there. This was a main one. This is one they'll still target. And if this one had complications and maybe now doesn't have complications, like this is the road forward and the path back for Arizona to get a hockey team again in 2029 or 2030, and they'll be good again by 2030 something. Oof. What a week for Coyotes fans. And that's how I'll end the video. Obviously, like I said, this was all past tense, maybe not important anymore, maybe important moving forward with the future, but I just want to say my sentiments and my feelings go out towards all the Coyotes fans and faithful. I'm behind you. I don't like to hear the criticisms of how many years the team had and it's your fault, you didn't show up. That's not the case by any means. This is unfortunate. You shouldn't have to go through this. And again, my sympathies with you because it looks like it's about to happen. You made it here to the end of the video. Thumbs up for that. I greatly appreciate it. And I'd love to see you back here next time. So make sure you subscribe to the channel.